So the question is, and it hasn't been put out there yet, but why did they kill her? Why did they kill that girl? And that's why we're here today. That's what we're gonna talk about. Morning, everybody. So I am back with another video, and today the topic is going to be Alexis Crawford. If you don't know who Alexis Crawford is, she was a 21-year-old college student at Clark, Atlanta. And FYI, I do live in Atlanta, so this story was kind of big here, obviously, because it happened in our city. It was all over the news. So pretty much what happened was her family reported her missing November 1st. Her sister and her mom reported that they hadn't talked to her since I think the sister was October 30th and the mom might have been October 31st. It was one of them days, but pretty much they hadn't heard from her in a day. It hadn't, it's not like they hadn't heard from her from weeks or anything. They hadn't heard from her in a day, which for some people that's not odd. But in her case, apparently she talked to her family every single day. So immediately when they couldn't get in contact with her by either text or by calling, they reported her missing. So, and she's from Athens, Georgia. So most of her family was in Athens. But like I said, she went to Clark, Atlanta, which is in the city. And so they reported her missing. Come to find out, I think it was October 9th, that was like 2 days ago, they finally found her body, sadly to say, in a park. Actually not too far from where I live at. They said they found it in DeKalb County, which is not far away from me. I'll say it's about 10 to 12, maybe 15 miles at the most away from Clark Atlanta's campus. So not far. And come to find out, they actually have two suspects, her roommate Jordyn and her roommate's boyfriend Barron. So the question is, and it hasn't been put out there yet, but why did they kill her? Why did they kill that girl? And that's why we're here today. That's what we're gonna talk about. So I think, and this is my theory, y'all, stay with me, two things. Now, first, another critical detail. She had filed a police report October 27th stating that there were some unwanted sexual advances from Barron, kissing, touching, and she reported it. She reported it to the police. Now, I don't know. I'm thinking that this has been going on for a while. Usually, if you call the police on somebody, it's not like the first incident. Usually you don't call the police until a situation gets so serious to the point to where you feel like, okay, enough is enough, I'm calling the police. I doubt this was the first time he's done something like this. So I guarantee the 27th was just the last straw for her for whatever reason. So and possibly, because you know how college kids are, what if they was doing like, maybe because Jordyn and Alexis were like really good friends. They weren't just like college roommates. They were like best friends. The reports are saying that Jordyn has been to Alexis's home, has ate with her family for holidays like Easter, you know, stuff like that. So she was like they called each other best friends. So they were really close. It wasn't like somebody she just met in college. So what if the boyfriend convinced them to like do threesomes or stuff like that, and maybe in the beginning Alexis participated reluctantly, but maybe she, you know, came to her senses, or you know, tried it once and was like, I'm good, you know, and didn't want to participate anymore, and probably Barron couldn't take no for an answer. And another thing, I think drugs have a lot to do with this. I could bet money that drugs were involved. So I bet what happened was, on the 27th, on the day of the last straw, she had finally had enough of his advances, of, you know, everything, because with this being her roommate's boyfriend, he was probably over there all the time. She probably felt like she couldn't get away from him. So filing a police report, and she should have did a restraining order, was probably the only thing she felt like she could do, you know. So that was probably the last straw. And I read reports saying that, so on the 31st, they have footage of her in a liquor store. And apparently Jordyn admitted to taking her to the liquor store on that day. She claimed that Alexis asked her to take her to the liquor store. And Jordyn is saying that even though they weren't talking at that time, she took her anyway. So they were actually at odds about the police report that Alexis, put in about old girl boyfriend. So my thing is, why are you into it with me? Like, if you're supposed to be my best friend, if I'm telling you that your boyfriend is tripping or he doing XYZ, you're supposed to be on my side. So that's a red flag right there. Why were they not talking? So that's what I'm saying. I bet she had enough, and either now, okay, if Jordyn knew about, if this was like a threesome thing and Jordyn knew about possibly them having a thing or whatever, then maybe after she was done with it, I'm just trying to figure out why Jordyn would be mad. The only other thing I can think of is if this was the first time that he tried something and she just flat out wasn't going for it, told Jordyn, and Jordyn might not have believed her or wanted her to, play it down or sugarcoat it. And the fact that she didn't want to play it down and took it all the way to the police probably made Jordyn mad. And if that's the case, I bet Barron denied it to Jordyn. So now Jordyn like, why are you tripping? Why would you say that? Barron like, yeah, baby, she lying. You know what I'm saying? So now you got 2 against 1 ganging up on her, which still doesn't make sense because, girl, this your best friend. So I guarantee that's what happened. And somehow they went to the liquor store. They probably drugged her, and one thing led to another. And somehow they got her to this park, and she died by asphyxiation. I don't know how to say it, where they choked her to death. So I guarantee drugs was involved, and the fact that he probably told her to go down and take back her statements, they was probably gonna press charges. And actually, I read this too. She went to the hospital and did a rape kit. It wasn't just a complaint about him touching and kissing. She's actually claiming sexual assault, and she went so far as to get she went so far as to get a rape kit done at the hospital. So her allegations were serious, and I guarantee that once he got wind of how serious it was, because she probably told her friend, girl, I'm I'm finna do this and I'm finna do that, which she probably told him, and he probably told her, well, you need to take this back, you need to or it's gonna be some problems. And the fact that Jordyn was the middleman here. She should have been the one to get her boyfriend in check or get rid of him. And I want to know, was he in college too? But he was 21, Jordyn was 20. They was all 21. So after he figured out how serious this was and the fact that he might be getting in trouble for rape, I mean, that's a serious charge. He probably wanted to get rid of her, or and it might have. And I wonder if it was planned or if it just happened. I bet it just happened. They probably met up and was like, look, let's squash, it's Halloween, let's squash it, let's talk this thing out. And when she started to stand her ground and say, no, I'm going through with it, not trying to play it down, he probably just snapped. He was probably on drugs. And I guarantee that that's what happened. But it's so sad. Her funeral is on, they said, November 16th. It'll be in Athens, Georgia. But one thing I do want to say is the Atlanta Police Department did an excellent job with this case. You hear so many cases where people are missing, and they be missing for days or whatever the case might be. But lately, like even the one with Cupcake, the little girl from Alabama who went missing, they found her. The reports are saying this spokesperson for the family said that at first the police weren't taking it serious. They had filed the missing persons report, but they weren't diligently out looking for her. It didn't take until the family came down from Athens to speak to the police personally, like, hey, our daughter is missing, like, what's up, have y'all found any leads, like, what are y'all doing? Once the family got on them, that's when the police got on it, and that's when it really got more serious. And I'm not gonna say that they really did anything spectacular, because Jordyn was the one who ended up showing them where the body was. because I know she felt guilty. And unfortunately, she has been both of them have been charged and are locked up without bail right now. But I guarantee it was mostly her boyfriend. Like this is gonna either gonna be, this is like a prime case of For My Man. I guarantee, and I can't wait till we really get the details, but they can't really share a lot because the investigation is ongoing. Like, some cases they share details, once they still trying to find the body and find answers, but they found the body, they know who did it, so they're not sharing anything really right now. But once it come out, this situation is gonna be on an episode of For My Man. That girl knew good and well, once her friend told her what her boyfriend did, she should have cut him off immediately, not allowed them in the house, shouldn't have been hanging out with him, anything like that. And it's just so sad that it be the ones closest to you that'll get you killed or get you hurt. And also the fact that they were so young, they probably were just making silly mistakes. So it is sad. And come to find out, Alexis was like the third youngest of 10 brothers and sisters. She had a very large family. So I'm just, I guess, not gonna say praying for them, but definitely my condolences. Anytime you lose a child or a friend, or it's just sad, and especially for something like this. So yeah, tell me what y'all think. Tell me what y'all heard about the case. But anyway, so that's my theory on what happened, what their motive was. I think that police report is what did it, to be honest with you. And that's what people were saying. Like, could the police have done more? She just reported this. Like, is there anything that they could have done to stop it? I think the only thing that really could have happened is if she would have stayed away from him. I guarantee when they were around, I guarantee that unless Jordyn and Alexis got together and Barron popped up and Alexis didn't know he was gonna be there or something like that, but if she agreed to go anywhere and talk and do anything with him, that might have been her mistake. You really can't trust people. If the man supposedly raped you, then the last thing you should have been doing was in a car at a park with him. So I don't know, but I guarantee the motive was the fact that she filed this police report, accused him of rape, and he did not want to go down for that, but now he's finna go down for murder. So yeah, but anyway, that's it for this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Let me know what topics y'all want to talk about. I got a few coming up this week, but other than that, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000. So, well, first I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. That's my very first goal, 500 subscribers. So please subscribe, like this video, and I will see you next time. Bye. Alexis's funeral will be held November 16th at noon at the Hill Chapel Baptist Church in Athens, Georgia. Any donations or gifts should be sent to Gregory B. Lovett and Sons Funeral Homes. They are the ones that will be handling her arrangements. Rest in peace, Alexis Crawford.